Partygate?
There was no party.
There was, though, and he knew it, said the Privileges Committee.
Party video?
Party.
And war party. These are the interesting times. Hello everyone, my name's Matt Johnston and welcome to The Interesting Times, which is a show that likes to take a sideways swipe at politics right here in the UK. So, the fallout from the Partygate report continues, but Boris Johnson is like an out-of-control rollerblader on the M1, causing a 10-car pile-up and skating on oblivious of the carriage behind him. He has taken on a job being a columnist for the Daily Mail, which means he can make use of all that line practice he's had in Parliament. But he hadn't informed Parliament until half hour before taking the job, and Johnson left public office the way he came in, breaking ministerial code. The Daily Mail column is apparently paying £1 million a year to write for them every Saturday. His first column is on cheese. Yellow, fat, sometimes tasteless and stinky, Boris Johnson is taking the same approach to his column that he did to being Prime Minister.
I may even have to cover politics, but I'll obviously try to do that as little as possible, unless I absolutely have to.
But for those Tories left behind and playing the role of cleaners, advisors and ex-wives having to deal with this mess, do they vote for the implementation of the report, thereby angering their Tory members still loyal to Johnson, or do they vote with their conscience? It's a moral dilemma, but the good news for Conservative MPs is being Conservative MPs means that every day for them is a moral dilemma, and their conscience has been surgically removed, stuck in a padlocked fridge in the basement and told to keep quiet. Here is Kemi Badenoch being ambushed by Newsnight's Nick Watt on Thursday.
Kemi Badenoch, what do you think about Boris Johnson? Is it over for him?
Honestly, I've been at an away day all day. I haven't read anything or heard any news. What's happened?
Oh, really? You haven't heard anything? Where was this away day? Mars?
He has deliberately misled Parliament and been found in contempt.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Well, I shall read the reports.
You don't need to read the report. Brendan Clark-Smith didn't.
Thinking, of course, on what Boris Johnson said.
Have you read this report?
I have, and the information that Boris Johnson was given by people, they will come to the dispatch box, they will correct the record, as Boris Johnson did.
He didn't do that, according to this report. He didn't do that.
Well, Boris Johnson corrected the record at least a couple of times.
No, not according to the committee's report today. Are you sure you've read it?
Well, which specific bit are we referring to?
The bit you haven't read. All of it. So break out the popcorn, as Nadine Dorries is planning to use the debate on Monday into the Privileges Committee report to settle a few scores and unleash hell. And unlike, let's be honest, a lot of Conservatives on that day, you and I are not going to want to miss this. Although there may be a bit of a conflict there for poor Nadine, as the debate is due to begin about the same time the pubs open. What to do? But there is good news and bad news for PM Rishi Sunak. The good news, there isn't another by-election caused by a disgraced Conservative MP. The bad news, there is another by-election caused by a disgraced ex-Conservative MP. David Warburton has stepped down after being kicked out of the Conservative Party just over a year ago on allegations of cocaine use and sexual assault. Really? Kicked out of the party, which at the same time was being run by these two? But he's not the only one. There are two, maybe three, at some stage, others. And the Tories have announced their man for Johnson's old seat in Uxbridge. It's Steve Tuckwell. And with 7 children, that could be Cockney rhyming slang for Johnson. So he has some big dog boots to fill. But don't worry, he knows what being a Tory MP in Uxbridge is really all about.
Last night, Conservatives in Uxbridge and South Ruislip issued a press release announcing their new candidate, long-serving local councillor Steve Tuckwell, adding he will be available for interviews from today at midday. Come midday, though, and Mr. Tuckwell was now unavailable.
Start as you mean to go on, Steve. On Sunday morning, a video emerged of a Christmas party from Conservative Party HQ on December 14th, 2020, during lockdown. 2 of the people in the video have already been named in Johnson's honours list. Michael Gove was doing the rounds on Sunday morning to deal with this in the most effective way possible.
Only one parent was allowed to stay with her. We followed the rules. It's downright disgusting. They're charlatans, they're liars and imbeciles, the lot of them. What would you say to Paul?
Sorry.
The people who were there, I'm sure, feel contrite. I certainly hope they do.
Yes, those people feel really bad you weren't able to attend funerals and see loved ones, and would have held a minute's silence if not for the loud jumper.
Do you think the police should investigate now, looking at the video?
Forget the regular police, how about the fashion police?
The question was, do you think the two people in this photo should have received honours?
Well, again, I think you should follow appropriate procedures here. The House of Lords Appointments Committee's procedures.
You think the people in this photo should have received honours? What do you, Michael Gove, think?
I think you should follow the procedures.
Michael Gove, all about following the procedures.
So will you vote for the report or not?
I will not vote. I will abstain.
Right up to the point where he's asked to back a Parliamentary Privileges Committee recommendation. He really is an abstain on our democracy. And that's it. No time to talk about a recall by Ireland on some foods.
Yes, David, this is breaking news this evening from the Food Safety Authority. They've just announced that they've served a notice on Iceland Ireland, which has 27 stores around the country, and it's talking about everything that's in the stores, that's on the shelves.
Wow, everything in the stores and off the shelves? Whew, I wouldn't want to be in that country.
Those consignments have been held. They now may be returned to GB.
Crap. Question, Ireland. How do you only have 27 Icelands in the entire country? We got over 1,000. There are 3 in my road alone. Seriously, where do you go for your questionable chicken sticks, crappy Cornish pasties and processed foods marketed as nibbles for a family and friends party, but in reality it's just an excuse to sit there with a lake of ketchup and endless cocktail sausages? I mean, how do you survive? Oh, and by the way, don't you dare take our horse meat, hedgehog meat and human meat out of our beef lasagna if you know what's good for you. And if you do know what's good for you, don't buy our beef lasagna. No time to talk about Kevin O'Sullivan, Talk TV presenter and shock jock cock, having a debate about the EU's decision to reduce sugar in jam with Liz Webster, Lib Dem member and founder of Save British Farming. Liz brought clarity to the debate and Kevin brought claret.
No. They've done it. They've done it to screw Britain up, to screw up British jam manufacturers. They're being deliberately difficult, like they always were and always will be.
That is ludicrous.
No, it's not. Well, why have they done it then?
France is the biggest jam producer.
Look, if middle-aged man in crappy glasses, cheap suit in front of an even cheaper set wants to spout nonsense, he should do it on YouTube, like the rest of us.
We need them to feed us. And that's the reality. That's what Brexit means.
No, we don't.
You know, sovereign...
What is the matter with you? Show a bit of independent spirit.
Far be it from me to cast aspersions about someone the Mirror once described as a great guy who everybody loved, but I think Kevin O'Sullivan probably needs to lay off the independent spirit.
They're changing the goalposts. Why are they doing this?
Changing the goalposts? Think this idiot mixed up his idioms. And finally, no time to talk about Prince William giving a Sunday Times interview in which he says he's going to expose his children to homelessness, presumably by getting them to live with Prince Andrew for a week. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you are enjoying these vids, then please do like, subscribe, share and hit all those natty notifications bell, and I'll see you all Tuesday. Take care.